So this is a quick project. It's a great space for 2 to 20 people to work on change or some initiative. So most people can get stuff done quite quickly. Um, on Cube, we always start with hopes and fears to get people aligned very fast. So these are the hopes and fears I put together. Give you a great 3-minute tour that you understand this is a me do. Cube is not technology which does stuff. You have to do everything yourself and work as human beings. That you learn how to make perfect projects. My fears are it goes too fast. I'm guessing your fears anyway. You expect technology and things I highlight aren't of your top interest. Well, if it's your challenge, then go off afterwards and read long AI threads. And if these two are your challenges, then perhaps DM me to say, tell me more. So hopefully you can see that you can quickly get people aligned. If I step backwards, project title is important so people know where they are. It's a clubhouse for your project. It's your brand. You can change the pictures and things to make them more relevant to you. Over here is what we call the pets library. So hopes and fears you just saw is a people engagement tool, performance engagement tool. Here we've got other things people might want to do really quickly, like for example putting together business cases. And if someone's new, they can just have a look down here on this shelf and they can have a look at a quick guide so they can catch up really quickly without being embarrassed and without them knowing that they're imposters. So all the information is always there with the quick guide. The navigator gets you around the campus really fast. So again, if you've got a full day, it's a great way to get around. The rapid board is where we capture, whoever your scribe is captures what's being agreed so that at the end we can have a look at who's responsible and what tasks have to be done. There's a wonderful desk over here. The reason we have two screens is so that you can look at two documents, obviously, but also you can work on your own Word documents, Excel, and so on, or the LibreOffice ones which are embedded on Cube. This is the Dropbox. So anything you drop into your Cube lobby will end up here, so it's easy to find. The notice board is really helpful because you've got team members, so you can leave messages for specific team members. Like for example, team member 2 over here says, I think I should be on Cube, and I will write yes. Okay, and so you can have a thread and you can have multiple threads on different topics so that you don't always have to be here to communicate and you don't always have to be chasing each other with messages which get lost in multiple different threads on Teams, on Slack, on Zoom, etc. But here on the team board also is what we do in terms of this process in this quick project cubicle. Project situation, if you've read all change, you know there are different types of projects. We'll establish that. Choose the best whiteboard. I'll show you that in a second. Carry out the project health check so you can identify the hotspots on your project. Then you get everyone together. Important is a drum beat. So once they're together, you set a drum beat. A drum beat on Cube means the same day, same time, same duration, irrespective of whether people are on holiday or not. If you can't make it, you come in early and give us your updates and your questions, your comments, and come back afterwards and then see what everyone else has decided. And so it always runs. So you don't have the diary, horrible diary discipline challenge where the diary is always telling you no. This is a quick project cubicle. There you go. So that's me recording something I've played, and this is a great screen for doing presentations and so on. Over in this corner here is the most crucial part, which is where the whiteboards are. You're going to say no whiteboards there. Well, there are, but you have to come back to this switch operator and you have to slide it out of the way, and then you can get to the different whiteboards. There's one for foggy projects, don't know what to do, don't know how. Quest projects know what to do but not how. Movie projects, method decided, don't know what the goal is, and paint by numbers, we know exactly what we're doing, how to do it, it's just complex. And then of course zero, which is my method I invented in 2012 for delivering absolutely perfect projects. So let's pull down a foggy whiteboard. There you go, slides into view. Right at the front is top tab, what's my situation? If you read all change, you'll know there are 3 quizzes which you can do with your team, which help you work out how easy it is to define, how easy it'll keep on track, and how much negotiation and politics. And that's really useful because that gives you the nuance on what you need to focus on. And assuming that when you've had a look at it, it comes out as a foggy project, which we hope, then there are tips here for foggy projects. So what do I need to understand? The method, for example, which is a number of things you do, and then the discipline of going around that sort of plan, do, review, learn, acts type of. So those of you familiar with Agile will recognize that. What you do in terms of learning and review, stakeholder management, so specific tips for projects where the goal is unclear and the method's unclear. If you do a health check, you'll get results on the success map, which tells you where the hotspots are. Maybe you're not very good at checking the scope. Maybe your team aren't very good at contributing the right thing. So you might need to do an audit of them to find out where the gaps are going to be. It might be that you decide that the project has learning needs. So you might decide when to do these and who's going to be on them. A core team, there are tips for you as a leader. The tips for the core team, again, around contribution, and there's some quizzes down here so people can find out what they like to do. And most importantly of all, there's tips for your sponsor so they can actually contribute appropriately rather than getting in your way or making you do the wrong things. Then we hit the Define tab. There's a Refine tab, there's a Develop tab, and there's an Implement and a Close tab. That's the project journey. On the Define tab, it's a fog. We're dealing with people mostly. And then, oh, business case. Should we be doing it or not? Here's a gap leap. Now, if it was a paint by numbers instead of a fog, guess what? You'll be using different heads. So you probably have on your Define tab more things which are more to do that. There you go, tasks. So more about the tasks, more about the outcome, and a lot about how you need to be clear and guide people. Of course, it's different. It's a different type of project. If we went for requests, again, I should imagine, I hope. Let's see, is it different? Let's see, define. It's different again because the vision is very, very important on requests. So these boards are really useful because they guide you in the right sequence to actually ask the right questions, do the right things, and so on. So the last board of all is the Perfect Projects Zero methodology. Zero is basically taking the traditional things we've done with waterfall, agile, and so on and turning it on its head. First, it's about integrating the project directly into the organization. Second thing is, instead of just measuring the project manager's activities, we measure what would happen if the project manager were absent and then look at the activities on top of that. See, every project manager with any sense knows not to make their project look too easy. So they always let things go slightly wrong, then they fix them. We don't do that. We do things like glide paths in advance so we can say what's going to go wrong and we can fix it before it happens. So we'll do that. We manage the project not by looking backwards through the rearview mirror, but by looking forwards, which is completely different. Again, we try and use as much learning as possible, just-in-time learning, preview, anticipation, and we use a culture which brings everyone in. It's inclusive, but also working from home. It doesn't matter where you're working from. Like these people over here are showing, you can be anywhere, you can be on Cube, and the culture will bring people in. So let's have a look at what we have to do. Rapid. So what are the tasks which come out from this video? The register on Cube. That's you. Ha! You got to do it. You got accountable for delivering it. Your team are going to provide input. You've got to make the decision. So register on Cube, and I look forward to seeing you soon.